Thank you very much, Ankur, for being here. Tell us a little bit of what you guys do.
So, I am a co-founder of Hexa, and we are a full stack health tech platform that helps the patient in all their surgical needs, which includes helping them in identifying the doctor, the hospital, and taking care of their journey even after they're discharged from the hospital. So, our tagline to some extent is simplifying the surgery experience, and we help the patient from discovery to recovery.
Give me a scale of your operation. How many people have touched?
So today we are present in three cities, Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. And even in these three cities, we manage around 12 to 1300 surgeries every month. Um, so our ticket size or average value per patient is around 1 lakh rupees plus, and we are contribution margin positive. So we make money after spending on marketing, after our call center costs, everything included.
Cool. And I also want to understand a little bit of what does Hexa mean?
So Hexa came into being because we wanted to be patient-centric. And when we started thinking about the healthcare ecosystem, we started looking at all the points which need to be connected, which is the patient, the pharmacy, the hospital, the doctor, the diagnostics, and the insurance, which are the 6 points which we connect, and hence the name Hexa.
Okay, excellent. One last question. I mean, given the competition that you see around, uh, why should a patient come to Hexa in the first place?
So see, today, if a patient has to go for a surgery, how does he go for about it, right? So they'll have to struggle to figure out the right hospital. They'll then have to figure out the right doctor. After that, they have to figure out whether this surgery is covered under insurance. Then they have to figure out what is the copay. If they don't have insurance, they have to figure out what is the amount I'll have to pay, what is the price of this surgery. And then they have to go for the pre-authorization or a loan. And then they have to do all the admission formalities as well. So if a patient goes through Hexa, all they have to do is to give us a call. Once they give us a call, my care counselor will get in touch with the patient. They'll ask them a lot of questions just to understand what the patient is going through. Once they have sufficient detail, they'll recommend a few hospitals and doctors, and the patient will have to choose one of them. Once the patient has chosen the doctor, we'll get a teleconsultation done. Once the teleconsultation is done, we'll start taking care of the other parts of the process. Once we know that the surgery is definitely needed and there's no scope of avoiding it, then we'll do all the pre-authorization work done for the patient. If they need a loan, we'll get a loan arranged for the patient. Once all that is done, we'll take care of the diagnostic requirements and the admission requirement. So on the day of the surgery, the patient just has to go to the hospital and get admitted. And again, once the patient is out, my team will take over and will get a follow-up consultation arranged, follow-up diagnostics arranged, and take care of the whatever is needed after that as well. And to give you a real life example, my real Mamaji uncle, he basically was in Rishikesh, fell down a ditch and broke his leg. Came back, showed himself at a large private hospital chain. Didn't call me because obviously he knew the hospital and the doctor. And then at that point, the doctor recommended a surgery. At that point, he started reaching out to me. He reached out to me and said, "Yaar, now I want to know whether this doctor is the right doctor. Is the surgery that he is recommending the right surgery, or is it something which he is saying but can be treated in another way?" And at that point, I connected him with my care counselor because I have limited understanding of a knee surgery, but my care counselors do. So that care counselor then asked him the question, the condition, what happened, etc., and advised him a trauma surgeon, not an ortho surgeon. So when he went to that trauma surgeon, he realized that the treatment was slightly different. And this guy actually spent half an hour with him explaining the procedure. Then he went ahead with this guy and got the surgery done. So that way his experience was way better than what it would have been if he had gone ahead with that private hospital. Primarily because one, the treatment was one of the options, but was not the best option. Second, he had no information whether this was the right procedure or not. And third, he had no confidence on whether I would stand or not, versus now he knew exactly what he was going through. So that's what we do at Hexa. We try to keep patient at the center and do whatever we can to make them stay comfortable in the healthcare journey.
One of the biggest worries that most people have is that, will they be recommended surgery, medication, whatever in healthcare in there, right? That is not required because there's always this pressure to, show more revenue and so on and so forth, right? I mean, How do you guys address that piece?
Yeah. So see, that's one of the constraints that we wanted to solve since the time we started. So one of the things that happens is our care counselors are not incentivized on converting a patient or the number of surgeries. They are incentivized on the patient feedback. So if their positive feedback rate is above 80%, they get an incentive, otherwise not. So what that ensures is that the patient will remain happy with the treatment. Second, the doctors that we work with are experienced and are visiting consultants at multiple hospitals. So another thing which we can be assured is that whatever the doctor is recommending, he not undertake something so risky that it can actually harm their name, their own reputation, right? And third is a very interesting piece that my team is currently working on. We have built the initial prototype, we are running with it, is we have built a speech analytics AI bot which listens to all the conversation that happen between a patient and a counselor and can determine the next steps. So now what we are doing is we are looking at the AI recommendation, the care counselor recommendation, and the doctor recommendation. And if these three recommendations match, it's a green flag. If they don't, it's a red. So the minute it becomes a red, it goes to an expert team and they have to check if this was the right step or something got amiss.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
that will hopefully ensure that no one gets a wrong treatment done.
Excellent. Thank you very much. More power to you, Ankur.
Thank
All
you.
the very
My
best.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks.